cut was made, that and when they cut Reimer, is that Brynna MAxwell was actually safe. That is what the Chicago Sky reported and said. They decided to go ahead and cut Brynna MAxwell. And I want to explain why, as for fans that are going to ask, well, what happened? How did she go from being safe to this? Well, Brynna MAxwell is going to miss the first month of the season. And because she was a second round pick, it adds a little bit flexibility. Brynna MAxwell had also not officially signed her rookie contract yet, as Camila Cardoso has. So what that did is that allowed them to cut Brynna MAxwell with any cap penalties. And had they went ahead and gave Brynna MAxwell the final roster spot, that means that the Sky would have started off the season with only 10 players being available, with Carmilla and Brynna MAxwell both hurt. What this does is this allows them to cut Brynna now. It allows them to keep a roster spot of keeping both Kaiser and Kennedy on the roster. And then once Brynna MAxwell's healthy, all signs are pointing to the Sky are going to re-sign her back. They'll make a roster cut at that point. So I wanted to add that explanation kind of here at the beginning of the show. But Stevo, how you feeling?
I felt good once I found that out. We've shortly found that was the reason why they decided to go that route, and it just made sense to keep Kaiser, as she showed, and especially in that last game. We need a shooter, and she provided a lot of key shots. I think she was 3 for 3 from three in that last game, and if we're not going to be able to have you for the first month, that means we're going to have a hole for somebody that we need, which is a knockdown shooter. So now that we have Kaiser, is going to help us out. Now we can still plan for, we can still use game plans, and it kind of, you could put it, you could try different type of things this way throughout the scheme, so you can picture what Brynna would be. So now that you realize with the contracts and everything, now you can make a sound decision. When she gets healthy next year, you could bring her back and probably even sign her for the contract you was really looking for to sign for. So I think the key thing right there is that she just, once they realized that she didn't sign a contract yet, that was the route to go.
Exactly. And I mean, and it makes sense from a roster standpoint and from a future standpoint. Like, they still are heavily invested in Brynna. Yeah, Brynna's technically now a free agent, so another team could theoretically sign Brynna if they wanted to. But I think they've probably had that conversation with Brynna, her agent. It's a handshake deal. They know they're going to bring her back. And this allows you now to not be at a deficit to start the season of only having 10 players available, especially when you still have questions on just how much is a player like Isabel going to be able to play, right? We don't even know that. You still got questions about Diamond, the Shields, and like how much is she going to be able to play? So that always kind of makes sense when you kind of put all that together, for sure. So
you just don't want to go into those, especially the beginning of the season, with 10 players, and then you possibly get two of those players that, like you said, we don't necessarily know how they're going to react to everything. We know Izzy's coming off a major injury, so they've been shown like they're not trying to immediately put her back into place. They're trying to ease her in. And the same thing with Diamond. She's been dealing with, knee soreness and everything coming into the season. So they're trying to slowly acclimate her back into the lineup. So it was just a smart team. This was a team decision. You needed more bodies, and you need as much bodies you can more that can put the ball in the hoop, and that's what Kaiser can do. So it's almost like, if we're not going to get a shooter with you, we got to find some way to get that shooter, and to keep that shooter was Kaiser. And me personally, I'm just happy for Kaiser personally. She's been through a lot, especially with the whole thing going into Indiana Fever. Think she was going to have a future there, and they did. That I think about it, they did her and Henderson kind of bogus. But that's the way of the W. So she grind her way back. She had some little personal battles and thing. I'm not gonna get into that, but she fought through that, made a roster spot. Couldn't be more happier for her.
Absolutely. And I mean, the tough decisions have to be made. If everybody was healthy, things would have probably been different. You got Gracie in the chat. Gracie says Brynna was no use anyway. I got to disagree with you there. Brynna is going to be a very important piece. Like, when you look at her ability to score off the dribble, create separation, shoot, to say that Brynna was no use, I can't get with that as well.
I've been confident saying that she was easily the best set shooter on this team. Yeah, next to Marina. So we drafted her for a reason. Like I said, none of us and most people in the mock draft didn't even have us looking at her at that position. And they've been Jeff and Coach T. They look for her. They went for her. They said she's the best shooter in the country, possibly gonna come in and be one of the best shooters in the league. And that's something we missing. So I don't think it was no use. Yeah, it's no use right now because she's gonna be out for a month. But she's come back, she was gonna be an instant impact.
Yeah, for sure. And I think when you have players that you don't necessarily need them to do anything but their strengths, they're a weapon for your team. And that doesn't mean she still can't grow and develop her game or work on certain things because she can. But Brynna's strengths, that's exactly what this team needs. We saw it in both preseason games how the shooting is a big need for this team. Is going to be huge to kind of space that floor to allow players like Angel and Elizabeth Williams more room to work too. So I think Brynna's long term is still going to be part of this team. I really don't have any doubts or questions if they're going to, as soon as she's healthy and ready to go, she'll be back on the roster. So
yeah, and who knows what the season may go. We might release somebody, and she might be healthy. We might bring her back. I've seen it happen. So, like, just keep your eye on her. I think, like you said, I think this was a conversation they had with her and her agent. Like, they know Brenda knows how much she's wanted here, and now if opportunity present itself, I expect her to take it. But for the most part, we had to do what we had to do for what's best for the team, and we need a shooter for the next month. So we got that in Haize. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Like Haize's going to be a nice there, and I'm glad for Haize too. Another opportunity at the WNBA. Like she's tried the last 3 off seasons in a row. She's been on the team's training camp roster. Hasn't made it. Yeah, and this is another opportunity for her. And let's not make no mistake, Haize as well. I would never call her a lockdown defender or anything, but she's what this team needs as far as active defenders. She gives effort. So she's gonna make an impact for this team as well.
Yeah,
so.
She's part of that team with West Virginia that was tearing it up in college for a nice little part. So she got some game to her now for sure.
For sure. Yeah. See, Marie, great thing here says they can pick up Maxwell up literally wherever, whenever they want. She ain't going nowhere. Exactly. Now, if they had just cut her and she wasn't injured, I wouldn't have no doubts that she'd probably be on the WNBA team by the end of the week. But because of the injury. And she's going to still be here. She's going to be rehabbing. They're still going to, as soon as she's healthy, it may be this season. It may not be till next offseason, but Brynna's going to be a Chicago Sky. You don't have to worry about that one. So
I feel real confident about it.
Yeah, for
sure. Nobody has really talked about it. And then, like you said, because of the injury, she's not going to have a place to showcase. So we know everything about her.
Yeah. For sure. But yeah, I mean, so that's it as far as the Chicago Sky roster, unless something there were some players that were cut, and we may do a full episode later on today. I was already planning on hitting Stevo up for a full episode to kind of go over all the cuts in the WNBA, because there have already been some cuts where it's like the WNBA and again, bro. It's crazy.
That's why I said on the last I'm so happy that they're adding new teams, and they need to hurry up and add more as fast as possible, because it's too much talent just getting cut, and it's legit talent out here.
For sure.
Like Henderson, just crazy. How you sit here? Yeah, I ain't finna go into it. That's crazy though,
bro. I saw that and I was just like, huh. It happens every year, and I know there are a lot of new WNBA fans around, but this is not. I wish I could say it's shocking. It's not shocking when you see really good players and promising players cut from WNBA rosters, and we're not even necessarily talking about Brynna here because she's going to be back, but it is what it is. Marie asked, when is the Chicago Sky opener? In 2 days. 2 days. We will be live for the pregame show, maybe even live during the game. We will be there. So,
yeah, C-Dub been practicing now. I'm finna fair warn y'all. He old. He be messing up names. Give him some grace. He learning.
Yeah, C-Dub, who does the live call for the Chi-Town Sports Central Networks. He's one of the best live callers for the NBA and NFL that you'll find in the business. Give him some grace. Give him some time as he learns everybody's names. What is going to be really good there.
Tell me, you're gonna love it. You definitely gonna love it.
Yeah. Nola says we have too many guards. We need 2 big centers. No, we have more than enough size. We got Isabel Harrison that could play this center. We got Elizabeth Williams. We got Angel Reese. I know he follow-up says he doesn't want Angel to play center. You're gonna see some of Angel at center. We're fine. I really, and then we still got Michaela who could play 4. Not looking at her to play 5, but I feel confident at our position at the bigs. We got tons of depth there. We can weather that storm for that month until Camilla comes back. And then once Camilla comes back, we're probably going to have some of the best depth as far as at the bigs position in the WNBA. So
yeah, we got 3 people that's over 6'3". I think Brianna Turner might be 6'3", 6'2". So that's another big body on top of that. So that's 4. Then you add in 5 at 6'7".
Yeah. So
Y'all ain't coming in that paint, bro.
we'll see. We'll see. Marcus says we have too many small guard. Welcome to the WNBA, Marcus. We like Dana Evans is one of the best positional defenders in the NBA, WNBA. She'll be fine there. We also have Marina Mabry, who's 5'11". That's not a small guard in the
I'm about to say
WNBA.
that.
Like
What?
we got,
Who's small besides Dana?
yeah, exactly. It's really just Dana. Even Kennedy Carter at 5'9" is about average is what you're going to find as a point
Yeah,
guard in the WNBA. This isn't the NBA. We're
yeah.
fine
Y'all,
there.
you
Yeah.
gotta realize 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". Them forwards and two guards. They're not point guards.
Yeah.
Most
So,
point guards at their tallest is like 5'10", 5'11".
so yeah, but we'll be fine. We'll break all that down. We'll wait till all the other cuts happen in the WNBA. So look out for a full episode from us today, kind of going over our thoughts on starters coming into the season, depth, rotations, things like that. We'll also go around the W and look at all the players that cut some of the more surprising players. But make sure you guys stay tuned in for that, man. Yeah. Any last thoughts, Steve, before we get out of here?
I just want to address that last comment. It says Angel at center is no development. We don't need her to develop into an ultimate wing in her rookie year. It doesn't need to happen right now. Sometimes players get they actually stunt their growth trying to develop into something they're not right now. We needed her because we needed size. We needed rebounding. We needed tenaciousness. That's what we need right now. We don't need her to turn into a wing right now. And like you said, she got plenty of years. This is year one. She got plenty of time to develop into something else.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We will be breaking all that down later on today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you're following us at Chicago Sky Pod on every social media platform. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, Chicago Sky Central at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you guys want to leave a text message and our voicemail, we share it with Chicago Bulls Central. So don't be shocked when you hear Bulls on the voicemail. It's 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. And we'll see you guys again a little bit later on today, y'all.